Hi, welcome to my review of Spirit Island Branch and Claw expansion. This is my first video review ever, so bear with me. So what do we have with this expansion? Well, first, we have a brand new Invader board. Look at that. Goes below the regular Invader board. What does the new Invader board give us? It gives us a place to put our adversary, right there. And we have one brand new adversary, Kingdom of France, plantation colony. France is a tough nut. The key thing is it starts off with this rule where you have to take 7 towns per player, and the rest of them go back into the box. So you have a total, I'm playing 2-player, I have a total of 14 towns. When those towns go away, when I place my last town, here's all I have left right now, when that last one gets picked up, I lose. So that's tough. France also adds more buildings during stage 2 escalation. There's other stuff that happens in level 1 and 2. I've only played as far as level 2, where I got beaten repeatedly, so I'm going back down to the basic level and seeing how that works out. So all in all, a very interesting, very tough adversary. Then we have scenarios. We have 4 new scenarios. I'm playing with this one here, Powers Long Forgotten, which is a funky scenario that you can discover new powers on the board. Both the invaders and the spirits can discover them depending who gets there first. So that is interesting. Next, what do we have? We have tokens, lots of tokens. First, we have beast tokens. Beast tokens go on the map, placed by cards, and they do damage when activated by cards. Without being activated by a card, they don't do anything. They just sit there. Wild tokens also get put on the map with cards, but wild tokens, look, they're kind of thorny there, prevent exploration. So if the invader's about to explore an area with a wild token, you instead take the token off, the exploration does not happen. Over here, we have disease. I don't think it looks like disease, I think it looks like snakes, but whatever. Disease prevents building. So if there's going to be a building in a space, instead you take away the disease token and no building occurs. And then finally we have strife, those fists. Strife is not put in a space, it's put under an invader. Usually what it does is if there's going to be a ravage, the invader with strife token does not ravage. Instead you remove the strife token. So it slows down ravaging. How do you get these tokens on the board? Well, one of the main ways you get them on board is through events. That's right, one of the big introductions to this game is the event deck. There are lots and lots of events. Every game is going to be different because of this new event deck. What do events do? Events, well, they're events. They're pretty self-explanatory. Here is the first event I've had, Promising Farmland. Now the event will affect you differently if you have healthy land or blighted land. Because I had healthy land, when exploring, once per board, place 1 town instead of an explorer. I did that. It wasn't fun. Down here, though, we get Beast Provoked. So I got an extra beast on each board, which was nice. And then Canny Defense. Since this is the first turn, there was no ravaging, so that didn't really help me, but on a different turn it could have. Events are nice. I like events a lot. They add a lot of variety to the game. Some of them give you choices as to what you might want to do. They are altogether a great addition. Next, we have 2 new spirits. First, we have Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. That big tree-like fellow, I like to call him Grumpy Groot because he's kind of tough. When he creates a double presence, you push all the Dahan away. He doesn't like them. Over here, when he does damage, you notice he destroys 1 Dahan. Yeah, grumpy. Down here, his powers. He can give power to someone else. He can get rid of Blight, which is nice. Look at that one. 2 damage per double presence, but you destroy all Dahan. That is Towering Wrath, which is, he's obviously very grumpy. And then another pushing Dahan around over there. Next, we have Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves, that bestial fanged dude. And clearly his big thing is handling the beasts. He can turn his presence into beasts, he can cause damage with beasts, he can cause more damage with beasts, He is bestial. And then, of course, he's got gathering beasts, preventing people from building with beasts, pushing people around, adding more beasts, and just generally causing fear. So, of the two of them, I think he is easier to handle. I like the whole beast thing, and it's a little bit easier to get presence on the board with this guy. You can put it in any place with jungle or any place with a beast. Now, going back to Angry Groot, his problem is it's hard to get presence on the board. You have two ways. One is you can add presence to a land with wilds or places you already have presence. The problem is it's often hard to get wilds on the board. You put them down, they often get put up again because of explorations. Or you can put presence down with that, but not in places with blight, and it costs you three coins to do, which is pretty expensive. So let's take a look at the map of my game in progress, first turn. As you can see, a bunch of tokens are around. We have beasts, we have disease up there, we have a bunch of wilds. I've been lucky with my wilds, more beasts. So tokens add more complexity to the game. There's more things going on, more things you have to keep track of. It's not too bad, but it definitely does increase the cognitive load of a game which is already fairly heavy. So what do I think of this expansion? I think it's great. I like the two new spirit powers. There's also more actual power cards, major and minor, added to both decks. There's also more fear cards added for variety. And there's also more blight cards. You have a variety of different kinds of blight you can have when your island becomes no longer healthy. This all creates a lot more variety in the game, makes it a lot more interesting, and especially the event deck. The event deck is just really awesome. It really creates a story in the game, which was already there, but creates more of a story, I think. I think the base game is great. I don't think you need this expansion, but I would really be reluctant to play it now that I've played with the expansion, to play it without the expansion, except maybe to introduce new players. So there's my take. Spirit Island expansion, Branch and Claw, highly recommended. This is a great expansion. I think it's well worth your money if you like the base game already.